Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. Let's quickly go on a very quick break. The news continues shortly. Stay tuned. It's Midday News on Global Television. Now, reports reaching us says low turnout of voters was experienced as early as 10 a.m. as voting failed to commence in many polling units across Kano State, with electoral materials in some areas not arriving polling units on time. This is just as voters were seen waiting for the exercise to commence. Global TV correspondent Idris Jabir reports that despite the restriction of movement across the metropolitan city, there was no presence of police personnel in compliance with court orders. Meanwhile, operatives of the State Roads and Traffic Agency, Karota, were seen trying to enforce compliance to the electoral guidelines. The Kano State Independent Electoral Commission, KENSEC, had announced that all arrangements have been concluded for the Saturday's local government election across the state. In continuation of his campaign tour across Ondo State ahead of the November 16 gubernatorial election, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has assured people in Akoko Southeast local government area of his administration's determination to spread developmental projects across the state. Governor Ayedatiwa, who thanked the people for their warm reception and support, said Akoko Southeast local government area will feel the impact of his administration. Kike Lomo Okere tells us more.
At the palace of Oba Akinyele Akinsunloye Oyolola, the Olisua of Isua Akoko, Governor Lucky Ayetidawa says his administration has always prioritized inclusive governance and will continue to ensure that every part of the state feels represented. The governor assures the monarch that security remains a top priority on his administration agenda. Hence, he will ensure adequate equipping of security outfit with operational vehicles, especially the Amoteku Corps. He added that his administration is working closely with other security agencies to ensure the safety of the people and property in the state.
It's hope reassured that Akoko Southeast local government will deliver for APC come November 16, 2024 during the governorship election. Like you said, I've been to almost all the major communities here. I've been to Ipimi, I've been to Ipesi, I've been to Ipe, I've been to Ifira, and now at Isua, the headquarters of the local government. And in all of these communities, the indigenes, the natives, they all came out in their large number to receive us. Not just to receive us, they were so joyful. They were celebrating. They were celebrating as if we have actually won the election. The demonstration of love and reception that they have shown signifies that they are ready to vote for our party, APC. So I'm so excited and I'm so happy that the result of this place is known already.
During the visit, Oba Akinyele Akinsuloye commended the governor for appointing indigenes for the community into his government, stressing that the community has no reason not to support his election. The governor, during strategic stop at Ipe Akoko, Ipesi Akoko and Ifira Akoko, appeals to the people of Akoko Southeast to convert their overwhelming show of love into electoral support in the forthcoming November 16 gubernatorial election. From Akure, Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kike, for that report. Still in Ondo State, the governor and gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has retreated his administration's determination to consolidate on its achievements in the next 4 years if voted into power at the forthcoming governorship election. The governor made this known while addressing community leaders during his campaign tour at the Irele local government area in Akure, Ondo State. Again, Kike Lomo Okere has details.
Residents of Irele community was overwhelmed with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's presence in the community. The governor, who spoke in his dialect, says his administration had prioritized security of lives and properties, noting that security is crucial for good governance and the development of the state. While promising to run an inclusive government, the governor assures the people of Irele that he will not interfere in the process of selecting a new king for the community, adding that the community will choose its own monarch. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa noted that his administration will not make any promise that cannot be fulfilled, adding that his administration has embarked on the construction of 28-kilometer Inyoso Ajagbo Akotogbo Road. One of the community leaders, Chief Adeni Samson, who also spoke in Irele dialect, commended the governor for paying workers' salary promptly, including gratuities, and enjoining all residents to come out en masse to vote for the governor come November 16. Speaking on behalf of the traditional rulers, Odogbo of Omi, Oba Olorunshola Akiyelure thanked the governor for prioritizing the welfare of the traditional rulers. At Inyoso, where he also received warm reception, the governor was honored with chieftaincy title of Jagumolu of Inyoso by Oba Akinyomi Olashende, the Larogunsi of Ode Inyoso, with the community declaring total support for his election. The campaign session was conducted in local dialect of the community. From Akure, Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Minister of Defense, Badaru Abubakar, has ordered the troops of 17th Brigade Katsina to end the lingering insecurity bedeviling Katsina State, saying President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is ready to supply everything needed to eliminate insecurity. The minister gave the order while addressing journalists at the Katsina Zamfara State border town, Gerbimbari, in the Jubra local government area of Katsina State on Friday, while addressing troops at the 17th Brigade. The defense minister was in state to assess and receive briefings on the ongoing military onslaught against banditry. Over now to President Bola Tinubu has extended his condolences to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Board, its staff and the families affected by the recent helicopter crash off the coast of Boni Finitma in Port Harcourt, River State. A statement released by Bayo Ononiga, special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, says President Tinubu expresses deepest sympathies to the family of those who lost their lives, affirming his solidarity with the grieving party. Similarly, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has expressed deep sorrow as it acknowledged the tragic news of the East Wind Aviation helicopter crash on October 24, 2024. This was contained in a statement signed by the NLC National President, Joe Ajaro, noting that the tragic incident claimed the lives of 8 dedicated Nigerian workers on duty. According to Ajaro, this heartbreaking loss of life underlines the difficult conditions workers often face, and it speaks to the urgent and absolute necessity of prioritizing workers' health and safety, as well as ensuring that Nigerian workers in any sector do not risk their lives each day to contribute to national progress. The Nigerian Guild of Editors, in partnership with Imo State Government and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, organized a two-day workshop on developmental journalism for the southeast and south-south region of Nigeria. The workshop held in Owerri, the Imo State capital, brought together editors and journalists from across the country to discuss ways to promote developmental journalism and telling stories that are people-centered. Imo State correspondent Amarachi Ibe tells us more.
Gathered in this hall are media practitioners from various media organizations to discuss the role of the media in regional development. The theme of the workshop, "The Media as Partners in Regional Development," was chosen to reflect the need for journalists to focus on stories that promote social change and developmental projects in the southeast and south-south geopolitical zone of the country. Declaring the workshop open, the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodimma, represented by his deputy, Chinyere Komaru, expressed happiness to address the editors at the workshop, which he said aligned with his administration's commitment to regional renaissance for the sake of development. He observed that responsible journalism is the cornerstone of accountability and good governance.
Yes, your pens and your keyboards wield immense power. The power to inform, educate, and mobilize our people towards a shared vision of development. Responsible journalism is the cornerstone of transparency, accountability, and good governance.
President of the Guild of Editors, Eze Anaba, emphasized the important role of the media in regional development by drawing the attention of good government and relevant agencies to the plight of the people.
The stories we tell can shine light on solutions, foster collaborations across sectors, and empower citizens to take action. Our discussions today will focus on how we can strengthen the media's role in highlighting developmental issues, fostering accountability, and promoting inclusive growth. I encourage each of you to bring your insight, experiences, and creativity to the table.
Participants at the workshop says there is need for both donor agencies and development partners to look into the plight of the people living in the southeast and south-south geopolitical zone of the country, as well as other parts of the country.
If the top echelon of media practice, who are basically the editors and managers of the media in the southeast and south-south region, could tailor their news content to developmental journalism, issues that look on the people itself. Not just government has said this, government has said that.
At the end of the workshop, it is expected that participants will put into practice lessons learned in various media organizations to promote development in the two geopolitical zones.
Thank you, Amarachi, for that report. Now, the Senate has approved 50% from the Consolidated Revenue Fund, the source of funding for the newly created Zonal Development Commissions by member states. The approval followed consideration and adoption of the report of the Senate Committee on Special Duties on bills establishing the commissions. Earlier, the lawmakers, during the clause-by-clause consideration of the South-South Development Commission Establishment Bill 2024, which serves as the structural template for other zonal commissions, were divided over the source of funding for the newly created Zonal Development Commissions. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Iswev, has sent technical experts to evaluate the dams in Imo to create a robust action plan to tackle challenges facing dam construction. The Deputy Director, Technical Division Head of the Ministry, Biola Oluwatosin, made this known to newsmen in Owerri. She says the technical subcommittee inaugurated by Water Resources and Sanitation Minister was in Southeast to critically analyze the structural integrity of dams in Nigeria. Oluwatosin added that the essence of the technical subcommittee visit to the dams was to have a robust action plan that will address flooding, irrigation, power supply, and hydropower development of the country. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has announced the immediate payment of the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for workers in the state. The governor stated that the least paid worker in Anambra State will go home with nothing less than 70,000 naira, even as it could be more, ranging between 78,000 naira to 84,000 naira, depending on the outcome of the tabulation of the government team. Soludo, who also approved a monthly cash award of 10,000 naira to all pensioners in the state until a time the pension salary shall be reviewed, made the announcement after a meeting between various labor leaders in the state and the state government. Former Senate leader Senator Ali Ndume has praised President Bola Tinubu on his recent bold de-dollarization policy, describing it as right steps in the right direction. According to the former senator, the dollarization policy recently announced by the federal government would help straighten the naira and boost transatlantic trade with other nations of the world who do not depend on the United States dollar. He added in a statement made available to newsmen that President Tinubu should follow it up to a logical conclusion by making Nigeria join BRICS, as such move will help Nigeria businessmen and women who, for instance, import goods from China to jettison to the United States dollar and put less pressure on the naira. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has emphasized the critical role of digital literacy in tackling misinformation and promoting responsible media use. Idris spoke at the celebration of National Global Media and Information Literacy Week 2024 in Abuja, themed New Digital Frontiers of Information, Media and Information Literacy for Public Interest Information. He highlighted the transformative impact of the digital era, where social media, generative AI, and online content creation have broadened access to information. The Oyo State Road Maintenance Agency has assured residents of the state of even distribution of roads rehabilitation as the agency continues to rehabilitate dilapidated roads across the state. The chairman of the agency, Mr. Raphael Ogunlade, who made the assurance in Ibadan while inspecting some ongoing rehabilitation projects, noted that there have been numerous concerns from residents in other zones regarding the ongoing road rehabilitation in the state. Responding to the inquiries, Ogunlade said Governor Sheyi Makinde has assured the residents of Oyo State that this rehabilitation process is not only going to be done in Ibadan alone, but will definitely extend to other zones till the whole Oyo State is covered. Now to the Federal High Court in Abuja denied a request by the Rivers State government to stay proceedings in a suit seeking to halt the allocation of funds to the 23 local government areas in Rivers State. Presiding Judge Justice Joyce Abdulmalik dismissed the request after hearing arguments from the state's counsel, Godi Uche, and the plaintiff's counsel, Joseph Daudu. The judge found the request to be unmeritorious and mischievous. The Rivers State House of Assembly and its Speaker, Martin Amwele, had filed the suit urging the court to direct Central Bank of Nigeria to withhold the state local government fund allocation. The chairman, Northern Senators Forum, NSF, Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua, has called for the introduction of a bill that will give room for early voting to allow for the age, less privilege and security. The main election date. Senator Yaradua of the APC representing Katsina Central also urged youths and women to seize power through better organization. Speaking at the Northwest Zonal Legislative Interactive Session in Katsina State, organized by the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters and United Nations Women with funding support from the Government of Canada, Senator Yaradua, who is the vice chairman of the committee, encouraged young people to leverage their energy and numbers to contest elective offices. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has started a reform of the livestock industry to increase its contribution to the nation's economy. This comes barely a day after the Ministry of Livestock Development announcement. The president stated that the long-term neglect of the livestock sector had weighed heavily on the country's import bill, with milk and dairy products accounting for $1.2 billion to $1.5 billion. The president, who opened a two-day consultative workshop on livestock reforms on Thursday at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, pledged government support in revamping and repositioning the sector to create employment and attract foreign direct investment. The Benue State government has pledged to domesticate the Disability Act in the state. Secretary to the state government, Deborah Abre, gave this assurance when she received the executive director of Inclusive Friends Association Grace Jerry and her team in her office, acknowledging the importance of the act and commended the team for pursuing a worthy cause. The SSG noted that the bill, which had already been presented to the State Executive Council, will soon be reviewed to ensure its domestication. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, federal government plans 50% tax reliefs to help firm increase salaries. Details of these and more right after this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Midday News on Global Television. Thank you for staying in. In sports now, Super Falcons interim coach Justice Amadagu expects a top draw performance from his largely home-based team as they face Algeria in the first leg of the international friendly at Remo Star Stadium, Ikene, today. The fixture, with the second leg scheduled for Tuesday at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Lagos, marks Nigerians' first Grade A friendlies on home soil since 2021. Aisha Buhari Women's Tournament, following the team's disappointing Olympics campaign, where they lost all three group matches to Brazil, Spain, and Japan. Madagu, who replaced Randy Waldrum after the American gaffer resigned in September, is keen to rebuild the team's confidence. Ceylon Super Eagles defender Shehu Abdullahi has backed Shehu Diko to succeed as Director General, National Sports Commission. Abdullahi, who is currently serving a brief loan stint with Kano Pillars, made this observing following Wednesday's appointment of the former chairman of the League Management Company. The appointment, which was announced in a statement by the presidency after the Federal Executive Council meeting, came as part of 8 far-reaching actions aimed at the administration's capacity for optimal efficiency. Notable among the changes in the ministerial reshuffle was the transfer of the functions of the Ministry of Sports Development to the National Sports Commission and the move of Senator John Owen Eno from the Ministry of Sports Development to Ministry of State for Trade and Investment. Now that's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using @Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.